Yeah, well, I just wanted to announce that the Hobart Lady Chargers will be partnering up with the Australian Sports Foundation to raise funds for the Hobart Lady Chargers Future campaign. So at the moment we have a governance review for the whole organisation, and we see this as a really important part, so the financial foundation being put in place as well, so that once the governance review is completed, we will then be able to move forward with confidence around the financial future of the Hobart Lady Chargers and the Hobart Chargers.
How desperate are you for cash at the moment?
Well, like any organisation, working capital is really important to make sure we stay on the floor and to undertake the program. So, it's not just the on-floor performance that's important, but doing the work like basketball in schools, the school clinics that we do during the holiday breaks. All those things are really important. So yeah, look, it's important that we have the money to be able to not just put the team on the floor, but also do those things in the community that add value back to the community.
Obviously, we had those fears last year going into this season about the Lady Chargers' ability to even step out on the court. Will there be something similar at the end of this season?
Look, again, we've got to make sure that we bring together initiatives like this to get funds in the door and shore up the future of the Hobart Lady Chargers and the Hobart Chargers. So, look, we don't want to be in that position where we go back out to the public and talk up the situation we had last year. The feedback which was sought from that process was to understand whether the community wanted the Hobart Chargers program to go forward, and I think we got that feedback, quite strongly.
How much are you looking for how long, kind of thing?
Yeah, so looking over the next, between now and August, we're looking to raise $100,000. We think it's important to have enough funds to not keep coming back to the community and seeking those funds. We want to get the program stable, as I said, following the governance review, to be able to move forward with a good strategic business plan and not keep coming back to the public.
How long does that take? How long does that 100K take you through?
The funding?
Yeah.
We see that as supporting the foundations going forward. So that would put teams on the court, or a team on the court. We've got travel costs, we've got training costs, we've got equipment costs, we've got uniform costs, which are all coming up again this year. So we see that would see us well and strongly into 2017.
What's the worst case scenario if you don't raise $100,000?
Look, again, we wanted to treat this as one initiative. It's not the only initiative that we're working with, so it's a really important one. We obviously don't want to see the end of the Hobart Lady Chargers or the Hobart Chargers. So, it's a possibility that we won't be able to secure the right level of funding to put teams on the court.
As it stands right now, how much debt is the club in?
We had our debt we carried over from last year. That was $40,000, and again, we've tried to break even this year. So our plan by the end of the year would be to be in that space. But again, you've got that lingering over you, and also clouds any initiatives that we can do to take our club forward when we're always looking backwards to try and cover that off.
And 100,000, is that a realistic target, given there's so many charities and stuff these days, I guess? Do you think you can achieve that?
Look, we'd like to think so. We're targeting it at the business sector as well as the fans and supporters of the club. So again, we'd like to see the business community rally and get behind what is a really important program, not just for these girls that are standing behind me, but the community in general that benefits from us being out there working with it.
So if you want to break even at the end of the season, is this money to be on top of that, so you'd be in the positives, I suppose? Yeah,
well, we're looking to use this to provide a foundation for the future. That's what we're looking for.
So what would you need? What would you need for the club to continue next year? Just the ladies program, I guess.
We run a program around $300,000 a year for both programs, and obviously there's a crossover in terms of what goes on there. There's administrative costs and training costs and the like for each of the programs. So it's difficult to nail exactly what component is what, because we don't have a number of analysts sitting back there crunching those sort of numbers, but we know that we need in excess of $300 to stay on the floor every year.
Cool. You want to say something?
Oh, look, there's a lot of frustration there for me as far as I see how hard our volunteers work. Not just the Hobart Chargers, but the basketball fraternity across Tasmania, and it's probably the biggest challenge for us is getting someone in place that can drive this program, like a general manager or someone that has those connects and the time and the ability to go and engage with our corporate Tasmanians and our members. So, I mean, I'm personally, I've said to Jason, I'm happy to pledge $1,000 to kickstart that off as well, because I truly believe we need both genders playing across our state. It's the highest profile women's team that we've got in Tasmania, and I think we've got to protect that. So just urging everyone to get behind this. This will give us the ability to set ourselves up properly as far as a strong organisation, and not just someone that's constantly chasing dollars. How do you pledge?
So there'll be a link on our Facebook page. Yep. So if you head to our Facebook page, you can find a link through to the Australian Sports Foundation, and if you go through the Australian Sports Foundation link, then it'll be tax deductible, so the money you provide.
100%.
100% tax deductible.